fixing the single-family residence are financially difficult for him, and that's what the appeal notes as well. It also asks for more time to comply with all the things that we're asking him to do. So, in the interest of providing due process, staff is recommending that you do grant the appeal because we think it's more important that he have his process, his due process, than trying to shorten the process by not allowing him to have the appeal because he can't afford it.
Not to grant the appeal, waive the fee.
What did I say? Sorry, waive the fee. So it's a due process issue. We want Mr. Rosengren to go through the process as somebody would, despite any kind of financial problems he may be having.
Anything else under discussion? Supervisor Alba?
So this is going to go to planning commission what, next month?
Yes, that's it, yeah. It's not, planning commission is going to have a different date, but it will be around the first of the month.
Any questions by the audience? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Any opposition? That carries unanimously. Moving on to H4, Public Works. Larry, how are you today?
Good morning. Great.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you.
Glad to hear somebody first.
Our first item here is partial adoption of the capital projects budget. What this is 4 of our park bond projects, so we can get going on our construction projects. The projects are Janesville Park. There's $77,000 remaining to finalize this project for the completion of dugouts and other ball field improvements and the installation of a water storage system. Lake Forest Park, there's about $15,000. That's for picnic tables and parking slab. Lake Levitt Park, about $15,000. That's the completion of concrete walkways and a swing set. And the last one is the Herlong Greenway project. That's $37,000. And that's funding going to the Herlong Public Utilities District for site improvements out there. But this basically will enable us to get going on construction this summer. These are 100% reimbursable.
Thank you. Questions, comments by board members?
I make a motion.
Second.
Been moved by Supervisor Pyle, seconded by Supervisor Chapman to go ahead and approve the portion of the 2013-14 budget, $144,000 represented by these park projects. So under discussion, I just have one comment. I want to thank very much Pete and the rest of your staff for following through on this. I know that this proposition has been a long one coming. This will pretty much wrap it up. And I know that many of my constituents who've had parks in their communities improved or changed in any way, I think they're very appreciative of this. So, anybody else? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Move on to aviation.
Yes. Likewise, this is a capital outlay portion of the aviation budget. We're looking at 3 projects on this one. They're all 2010 CAP grant funding, 90% reimbursable. 3 projects we have is Southwood Airport. There's $158,000. It's for crack sealing, markings, and other minor maintenance. Ravensdale Airport, there's $500,000 allocated. It would be widening the existing runway and completing the asphalt overlay. And the third one is at Herlong Airport, $85,000. That would be crack sealing, marking, and minor maintenance. And the way these are kind of prioritized is as the funding becomes available, that's how we'll, of course, put the project out.
Any questions, comments by board members? Yes, you bet, Aaron.
What about Beaver?
Beaver we just completed last fiscal year. We just did a overlay, widening overlay.
No, that was
Oh, wait, that
small.
was
Beaver,
Baldwin.
which is southern. We're
That's
currently, I'm just working on the
Oh,
spectrum.
Beaver is southern?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
So there should be something happening there in the next 6 weeks or so. We're trying to get the repairs and the slurry seal.
Not careful, Supervisor Chapman will tell you how it got its name. So,
That's my next question, what was southern at?
Sorry about that.
Beaver did such a bad rap for its name. They had to come in. This is like a secret fitness program for airports. And so when we get in there with
Any questions or comments by the audience? Seeing none, Chair would entertain a motion. Been moved by Supervisor Pyle, seconded by Supervisor Wassick, to approve a portion of the 2013-14 fiscal year capital outlay for the aviation budget in the amount of $743,000. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by voting aye. Chair votes aye. Any opposition? Carries unanimously. Moving on then to item H6. And I think I've covered everything on the agenda. Everybody want to double check my work? Okay.
Nothing additional, Mr. Chair.
Okay, very good. It is 11:42, and I doubt that, we could get pleasure of the board. You got to go back into closed session. I can do it. Want to do it?
I got an airport at 3,
Yeah.
and another meeting at 4.
Okay. Staff okay with that? All right. We can go back into closed session and finish up our closed session. At this time, the board will. And that will be, I think the only thing we have left is in employee performance evaluation, county administrative officer, and I think I just announced the reason why we're going into closed session, did I? Did I do okay? I'm covered? I'm not used to doing that, so. We'll go back into closed session for, I would estimate, half hour.
You're not expecting any report.
No reportable action.